What is up, guys? Welcome to Virtual Redban number 636, The Death of Jeff. Oh, fuck. Oh, fudge. Yes, that's right. My beloved friend, Jeff, has died. We'll talk all about that and how brutal it fucking was. But cheers. Happy Tuesday? Having my first drink of the night out of a Death Squad mug. Yep. And if you want to get a Death Squad mug or if you want to come see a show, you know where to go. Go to deathsquad.tv. That's right, the original bad boy. The bad boy website's a bad boy now. Deathsquad.tv not only has Shop Squad at the very top. You can just click on that to get your mugs, your hats, and your shirts. You could also click on tour dates to come see us live. This Thursday, I will be doing my last show at Vulcan Gas Company, my last secret show at Vulcan Gas Company. I've been doing it for probably 2 years, maybe more than 2 years. I don't even remember. It's been a while. I've been doing it there longer than even before Kill Tony was there. I started there almost right when I first moved here. And the whole staff and the owner, Nick, and everyone, I love Vulcan. They're great. But it was time to move on because I own my own club, guys. Sunset Strip. That's right. Sunset Strip Comedy Club. SunsetStripATX.com. You might have seen the new promo at the beginning of the video. And that's showing off the new secret show that's going to be started in there the 18th of this month. But if you want to come see a show, there's a lot of fun shows this week, including these girls just did Joe Rogan Experience today. Of course, Kim Congdon and Sarah Weinshank are there tomorrow at 8 p.m. if you want to see them. And that's followed by the Austin Roast Battle. That's right. Roast Battle Austin. That's the official roast battle. It's moved homes. It's now at the Sunset Strip I don't know if it's every week or I think it is, but roast battle every week, I guess, at Sunset Strip. So that's a good catch, having the roast battle there. And then we just have tons of shows, including, oh man, this is exciting. Saturday, check this out. Brian Holtzman, you heard it here. Brian Holtzman is back. He has moved back to Austin, Texas, and he will be on a show with David Lucas, Casey Rocket, and more Sunday. If you want to see Casey Rocket and David and Holtzman, there's your chance. That's a Sunday night show. What time is that at? 8 o'clock at Sunset. We got a bunch of fun shows, man. So just go to sunsetstripatx.com to get your tickets. Check it out. Come say hi. I'm there all the freaking time. There's also karaoke there a lot. And of course, Secret Show will be there the 18th. That's right. Death Squad Secret Show, 8 o'clock. Our first week being here now every single week. Every Thursday at 8 o'clock, you can see the Secret Show at the Sunset Strip now. But don't forget that this week we are at Vulcan. So if you want to see the last Vulcan show, go to deathsquad.tv, click on tour dates, and come see. It's going to be a sad one. Come see the last secret show at Vulcan Gas Company. Deathsquad.tv. Also, you can send me an email and a P.O. box. I just got 2 packages in today, so if one of you guys sent them, I want you to know I actually went today to pick them up, and I got there at 6:10, and they closed at 6. Why did they close at 6? Come on. UPS store, 6 o'clock. So I have to go back in the next day or two to get those. So look for some opening mail soon on Virtual Redban, probably Friday, I would guess. There you go. There's my email, and there you go. Okay, let's get into it. This is pretty sad. How are you guys doing in the chat? What's up, Obscure Nerd? How you doing, buddy? Pooter, welcome back. Greg, everybody. Jason, Sasuke, Fairs, Rhino, Big Square, Dave, McPosum, Calix, Yerp, Rhino. All right. This is pretty sad now. As you might have known from past episodes of Virtual Redban, it's been a while since I've talked about Jeff. Jeff is a toad that lives at my house. Now, Jeff has been a very smart toad. There's a lot of toads, by the way, in my neighborhood, and I'm just guessing it's Jeff because I've only seen one toad really that looks just like this toad, and he's a bigger toad, and he's a little fatter toad than a normal toad because he was a smart toad. I feel like I'm doing a speech at a funeral right now, but it is a funeral. Jeff would, I used to have bug zappers in my back patio, and I would just put them on, like the bug zappers sat on the, like on the ground on my patio, because there's a lot of bugs out here. And Jeff was so smart that he would just come and stand by the bug zapper and wait for bugs to fly into it and then like shock and bounce out and die. He would just sit there and eat and eat and eat and then go home. He was not really scared of me or anything. I actually had him on Virtual Redban. I tried to find that clip, but I couldn't remember what episode that was. But some of you might remember, and I brought him on, and there was that video of me showing Janice a toad. I don't think she'd ever seen a toad before. She didn't like it. And I like toads. I've always loved toads. Toads have been my friend most of my life. When I was growing up, we were pretty poor and we didn't have any pets. And so when the neighborhood got together to have like a pet, they would have like these pet fairs for the kids where you'd come in and everyone would bring their pets and they would, their dogs or cats. And, it was like a championship, like first place pet goes to, it was kind of fucked up, but I would just bring a bucket of toads because where I used to live, a lot of toads would get caught in our window wells, and I would take them, put them in buckets and make little aquariums for them and stuff. I big toad guy, this guy. And so I always loved toads, and having a toad that just lived around the house was kind of cool, seeing a toad once in a while. I have bunny rabbits and toads are the main two animals I see. A lot of birds, but other than that, I've never seen any other kind of animal at my house. I've never seen a mouse. I've never seen a rat. Never seen a skunk. I've never seen a possum. I've never seen a squirrel. You would think you would see squirrels. Not in my neighborhood. There's no trees. My neighborhood's like a new neighborhood, so there's not many big trees. So I've never seen a squirrel in my neighborhood. Not many animals, except there's a bobcat that lives in our neighborhood that I've seen once in my backyard. He was just walking across my fence. I don't know how he had that balance, but he was just like right across my fence. I was like, that's a huge cat. And then I was like, wait, nope, that's a bobcat. So we do have a bobcat. But other than that, not many animals. Now, I came home last night pretty late. We had Kill Tony last night, which was a great episode we recorded that you will see soon. By the way, did you guys see the Adam Ray episode of Kill Tony that came out Monday? If you haven't, it's one of my favorite episodes. I thought it was a great episode. Adam Ray is perfect for the show. He's so funny and so fast. And there was a lot of good moments on that. So, and including one of the most addicting songs you will ever hear in your life that I've been singing in my head all day, and it's kind of fucked up, and I'm kind of angry about it. But check out the latest episode of Kill Tony, Adam Ray. All right, so after Kill Tony, hung out with everybody at the Mitzi's at the Comedy Mothership. We were there pretty late. I think I got home around, I don't know, 1:30 a.m. or something like that. And I got dropped off Uber. And when I got home, I was walking up to the front door, and I saw what appeared to be a humongous rat, and he had darted at, like, we have this like little thing on our porch that we put packages in because we're shipping things out all the time and stuff. So it's like a little container to put packages in, like Rubbermaid, and so that the mailman and stuff could like lift up the whole thing and take it to his mail cart and put it back. And it's not really the best looking thing to have on your front porch, but since we use it so much, it's kind of like, whatever. But he ran out of that towards our front door when I was walking up, and I was like, holy shit, a rat or something. And then he ran back in between the wall and this brown Tupperware thing. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like freaked out because I didn't know what it was. And I swear I didn't know if he had something in his mouth or what, but it was weird. And so I screamed for Janice to come out because I wanted her to like scare it so it would run towards me out because I didn't want it to walk towards it and then it like go into the house because that's the last thing I want is whatever this rat, humongous rat thing to come into. I mean, it was about, I'd say about this big. Like it looked like a huge rat. And I couldn't, it was so confusing because it happened so fast. And so she came out and I'm like, run towards it, and I was trying to get her to scare it towards me to get it out of the hallway towards the front door. And you know what? Why don't we just let the ring cam show you guys the rest? Now, this is an embarrassing video, but I want you to know how stoned and drunk I was and half asleep. Let's take a look at this video. I have only watched this once, and it was last night, so I don't really remember too much of it. This is my ring cam. This is me coming home last night, late, in my head, just walking up to my front door when I see what appears to be a rat. Oh. Now, you just heard me go, ah! It sounded like Marty McFly. There you can see what appears to be a huge rat. It does look to seem to be like gray in size. It doesn't seem to be, it just seems like a huge rat. And I didn't know if he had something in his mouth. What I think happened is that when I pulled up, he ran from this corner in between the wall and stuff towards the front door because he heard me coming. And then when I walked up, he was running back to hide again because he realized he couldn't go anywhere that way. Just watch that again. Oh. Now, he snuck back in between that. And this is when I am calling Janice to come out like a bitch. Janice! Janice, help me! Get that guy! Janice! 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 Yeah, come out, hurry! You know what? So there was a little space right there, but I was pretty much telling her to go over there and kick that little Tupperware thing so that it would run out, and she wouldn't do it. And so then after a while, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I am just going to come up there and pull that aside and see what happens. No. Get ready. Shut the door and come out here. Now what has happened is I have moved it to appear a bloody murder scene, and it had Jeff in his mouth. So what I saw was a huge rat with coming out, or with what appeared to be, I had no idea what it was. It was, to me, it just looked like a blob of blood and guts hanging out of his mouth. Like he did not want to let go of what this was. And there was a lot of blood. Look at that blood. Janice screams because she saw it and was like, what the fuck is going on here? What is that he's eating? I just said, what is that he's eating? Yeah, what is that he's eating though? It's in his mouth. Is that an animal? Like he was protecting his kill, I guess. And again, I don't know what this animal is. This animal was brown like a rat, but huge. What is he eating? Now, as you might have been able to tell when it looked away, it was about to run in our house because Janice had the door open. Luckily, it didn't do that. And it did like a double turn like a couple times. But noticing this time, you could see its face. It is, yes, a possum. It seems like a younger possum, but it had blood all over his mouth and guts hanging out of his mouth. Oh, see, and luckily it takes off. And you hear Janice saying, a dead frog, a dead frog. But it was not a frog, it was a toad, which, to each its own.
Yeah. Are you serious? Yes, it's a dead frog. And that's...
So, yes, what you saw is a dead Jeff being eaten, guts coming out of the mouth. Jeff is a toad. And partially eaten. And the possum almost ran in our house, which was scaring the fuck out of me, by the way. Now, I'm about to show you something even worse. And this part 2 is something I have not watched yet because I don't like gross things. I also liked Jeff. I had a connection with Jeff. And the last thing I wanted to do is see Jeff anymore like this. Because after this, I just ran in the house. I think I forgot to upload this part of it. Let me see if I could show it to you real quick. Because there was a third part. Let me see if I can have this part. Okay, so unfortunately, this part I guess I didn't upload.
Fucking kidding me right now? This is how I come home?
Hey, you interrupted his lunch.
That's a dead frog? Oh my god, this is horrible. I don't want to see this anymore.
So that's the last time I saw it. I didn't realize it was Jeff yet. I didn't really look at it because what I saw was just a bunch of blood and stuff. Now this next part, as you might remember, depending how long you've been watching me online and stuff, luckily Janice is Asian, so that she's a little bit more dead inside when it comes to animals, dead animals. Like when we had a dead rat in our house in Burbank that had been there for a while, she actually took it out and threw it away. And when she threw it in the trash can, it busted open, like because it had been bloated from being dead. And when it busted open, all these maggots came out of it. And it was one of the grossest things I've ever seen. But she actually was a trooper and she did it. And I was very proud of her. And I was like, I could never have done that. I don't know how she did it. I think she just had like a plastic bag around her hand or something like that. And but I watched her throw it in the trash can when it busted. It split open and all these maggots came out. It was one of the worst things. I think about it all the time. I can't believe she did it, but I'm glad she did. So when I asked her if she could clean it up today, because I didn't want to see Jeff dead anymore, she said, okay. And she put on a glove, but she also recorded some Instagram stories of the whole experience, and I have refused to watch it. She had tried to get me to watch it. She tried to make me watch it, and I've refused. But you know what I'm going to do? I am going to try to watch her Instagram videos of her getting rid of the toad. Now, this is a warning. This is brutal. This is a dead toad, half devoured. So you might not want to look at this. It's a couple short videos though, so maybe just like look away for like the next minute or two, and I don't blame you. I'm making myself watch this just for you guys. So let's go check out what she had recorded just to show you how gross this really was. We are going to her Instagram, which is Missing Toe 2. And I believe it just starts off right here. Let's do some audio. There it is. Oh my God. So
Oh,
it's upside down and it is chewed. It's missing both of its legs. Oh my God. There's bones of his back legs sucked clean from the possum, tons of blood and guts. He looks like he's sleeping. It also looks like there's something coming out of his bottom throat area. Oh my God, she's picking it up. What? Oh God, what if the hand falls off? Oh God, that's so disgusting. Oh my God. That was a lot to take in, guys. Okay, that's over. I don't want to watch that again. If you want to watch that again, you can go to watch it on her Instagram. That's fucked up. That was disturbing. And rest in peace, Jeff. That was one of the worst things ever. Oh, what a just what a just horrible thing. This is a horrible thing. All right, let's just take a minute. All right, come on, hurry up. All right, come on, hurry up. All right, that's better. Damn. You know what? I'm gonna smoke. This one's for you, Jeff. There you go. There you go. That was for Jeff. May you. I can't believe he croaked. May you rib it in peace. Yeah, she had the glove on and then she took it off to pick it up, which made no sense to me either. I think she wanted less realism when it comes to touching it. That's what I would guess. I would have, if I had to, like if Janice wasn't around, I would have taken a long snow shovel, picked it up from the shovel from a distance, and then flicked it into my neighbor's yard. Probably, I would have done something like that. I would have been like heave ho and like flinged it into the street, probably, so that the birds can eat it. Kay said, I can't believe he had to hop off this earth. I pour a little sip into my mouth. Rest in peace. So there he is. That's the story of Jeff. Now I have this huge murder scene, blood spill on my front patio or front porch, and a bone. She didn't clean the bone. There was, I guess, a leg or two. There's a couple bones still on there. So there's blood and bones. So when the UPS driver comes tomorrow, it's going to be quite a delight to watch the ring footage. Today, a Amazon driver came to my house when the frog was still out there, and he just looked down at it and walked right by it. He must see a lot of shit. He must see that shit a lot. I had to mess with a dead cat last summer. It was horrible. It was awful. Herms. That is bad. I don't know if I would have to call somebody for. I don't think Janice would do a dead cat or a dead dog. I couldn't do that. I would have to get the city involved or something, because I couldn't do that. We had a bunny rabbit like a year ago or so that had been attacked by. We have a lot of hawks, yeah, and a lot of like vultures and shit like that, and like owls and stuff in my neighborhood. A lot of birds, of like deadly birds that, it kind of makes it uncomfortable to having small dogs. But but it had ripped apart a full-grown bunny, and there was just bunny pieces all over my backyard for a while, and that was awful. But how I dealt with it, I just had the guys that mow my lawn mow over it a few times. Um, I don't know what else to say. Gross. Herms, it looks like you have a toad as your avatar or frog. Um, yeah, I'm sad about it, man. I hope a new toad comes by, and I hope that doesn't scare toads of the future to come and hang out. Um, I thought it was weird that it was a possum since I've never ever seen a possum here. So I thought that was like a weird thing. But yeah. All right. So gross. So gross. Ugh. I mean, just disgusting. Just disgusting. So here's some news. I'm doing JRE tomorrow to talk about to hang out. So you can look forward to that. I think what's the day behind? So like Thursday it will probably come out. So I can't get too wasted tonight because I don't. The worst is being hungover and doing a 3 hour, sometimes even more, podcast. So I am not drinking as heavy as I sometimes do on here. But I don't know. That shit might change, man. Just thinking about that fucking toad. All right, we do have some VR news, not too much. We'll get into some of it. Nothing really interesting. Nothing really crazy. Again, if you're new here, please hit subscribe. Hit that like button and hit that notification bell. It helps me. It's free. I really appreciate some new subscribers. Also, look for a possible announcement soon on a new podcast / show. I've been brewing some stuff up in my head. I haven't really talked about this yet, but I've been thinking of some stuff. And you never know. Pretty soon I might actually do it. And it's going to be a little bit of a change from what I usually do. But the best way to always be up to date with me is to watch Virtual Redban. I think a lot of people don't know that this is not just virtual reality. Virtual Redban is in 2 parts. The first part is this, where I'm talking about dead toads and screaming like a girl on my Nest Cam. But the other parts are VR. The second part's VR. But let's get into this. This starts off with one of my favorite bands, Daft Punk. Daft Punk is probably one of the few things that really bums me out that I never got to see Daft Punk live. I have loved Daft Punk for so long, it just never happened. I don't know if they just don't tour that much. I was broke up to very recently. So it's not like it's been, I didn't go to a lot of concerts. I used to go to maybe 1 or 2 concerts a year. But man, if Daft Punk came to Austin, I would fucking be there, try to get as closest to the front stage as I can. But they can't because they are no more. Daft Punk is gone, right? They retired or whatever the fuck they did. But I do like to see that Daft Punk is still, I guess, as a company or something, they're still around in certain ways. And we can all pray that they come back together. I don't even know why they broke up. I'm sure there's a pretty big reason. Daft Punk launches AR experiences around the world, quote unquote. Haha. Oh God. Get lucky, quote unquote, with 3 new immersive experiences available in major cities around the globe. The duo Daft Punk is back, sort of, with a series of AR experiences to celebrate their upcoming release of their Random Access Memories 10th anniversary edition. Now, that's exciting. I haven't read anything about that. So I guess they're coming out with a 10th anniversary, probably remastered. It maybe it has a couple few new songs on it. Wouldn't that be a nice little surprise? Anyways, this is developed by Snapchat's AR studio, so it's probably going to be pretty good in collaboration with Daft Punk's creative team. See, Daft Punk still has a creative team, even though they're not a band, so that kind of gives you some kind of hope that maybe there's something in the future. Daft Punk Memories Unlocked is composed of 3 unique AR experiences available on iOS and Android via the Snapchat app. Okay. So I guess it's pretty much... It's available tomorrow. Oh, it's available right now. It offers fans the chance to discover a track hidden in plain sight for 10 years. Wait, chance to discover a track. What? All right, does this make sense to you? The first AR experience, available tomorrow, offers fans the chance to discover a track, quote, hidden in plain sight, quote, for 10 years. What does that fucking mean? Oh, a unreleased track is what you're supposed to be saying, VR Scout. Released exclusively in Japan back in 2013, Horizons will be available to the rest of the world for the first time. Wow, that's amazing. I wonder if I'm sure I've heard it though. Simply scan the original Random Access Memories album cover with your Snapchat camera to get started. A silver and gold helmet will then appear in your real world. You can even flip the camera around and wear the helmet and groove to the music. The second experience takes fans on an in-real-life treasure hunt in search of unique location-based AR experiences. The filter will be available in 10 major cities around the world, including Berlin, Germany, Argentina, UK, USA, and Los Angeles, Mexico City, New York, Paris, Brazil, Australia, Sydney, Tokyo, Japan. Well, I will not be going to any of those. Where's the Pflugerville? Anyways, on Thursday at 11 a.m. local time, specific GPS coordinates will be posted on an official Daft Punk social media channels, directing fans to each location-based AR experiences. The final experience is an AI or whatever billboard campaign, which will take place in Berlin, Liverpool, London, Los Angeles, same places. Yeah. For more information on Daft Punk Memories Unlocked, visit here. All right, there we are. There you go. Nothing new. I'm sure we'll see some videos of this when this, now that it's gone live and stuff. I'm sure, hopefully we'll see some videos of this to actually see more. I bet it's going to be pretty cool. And absolutely, I'm going to buy this album or whatever and unlock it so I can get this secret album. Can't wait. I guess that's out right now. It came out today at midnight. It is now out today. I don't know if it's out right now. I mean, yeah, I don't really use Snapchat anymore. I don't know. We've talked about Snapchat before, but who uses Snapchat? Like, I'll go in there once every month or so, and there's like 1 or 2 people that I know that still uses it. But I guess it's huge with kids, which is creepy. All right, let's move on. Amazon begins offering physical products inside video games and VR. Amazon wants you to buy something while you're having fun. On Tuesday, the company launched a new service called Amazon Anywhere that will allow customers to purchase physical products from its online store while playing video games or interacting in VR. With the new service, customers can purchase items from Amazon without having to leave the game or whatever mobile app they might be using. The company says the program mirrors similar efforts by companies like Nike and Gucci, who launched initiatives, god damn words, at attracting gamers and shoppers in the metaverse. But most shopping options launch in virtual worlds, offering virtual goods or other digital items, not physical products. Amazon said its new service will be launched within Peridot, a AI reality game from Pokemon Go developer Niantic. The retailer said gamers can link their Amazon account to the game and purchase t-shirts, hoodies, phone accessories, and throw pillows featuring characters from the game. The company said on the website that it's looking to partner with more developers for the service, which is currently only offered by invitation. There you go. Playing laser tag naked with a bunch of dudes while Daft Punk's One More Time is jamming is my idea of a good time. Future Nobody, how you doing, man? I agree. That sounds amazing. Future Nobody, making the coolest posters ever. Loving your shit lately, Future Nobody. So good. So good. So fresh. Good shit. So yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, I think gamers are already kind of angry at some of the product placements in games. I think the last thing we need to do is to try to escape reality and playing a video game and then being sold shit in a video game. Well, one part of me thinks, sure, why not? If you have like a video game and it's so realistic that you can open up a laptop and buy some shit on it, then sure. But don't make it like plastered everywhere and make it just like a storefront with a game in it, you know? So I do agree that this makes sense for, like, if Grand Theft Auto, if the new Grand Theft Auto comes out and you could like open up a laptop and use the laptop and go to certain websites like Amazon and buy shit like Grand Theft Auto hoodies and shit, that's cool. I think that's cool just because it's real, you know? This VR shooter turns your hands into sci-fi weapons. The finger gun has never been more powerful. Available now on Meta Quest 2 and Quest Pro headsets. Rogue Ascent VR is a new VR game that immerses you in the role of a science fiction hero tasked with saving the planet. And I guess you're using hand fingers. Let's click on this and watch a trailer. Shazwe? All right, this is Rogue Ascent VR. Just watch. See how dumb this trailer is.
Control here. This is Ensign Roy Gun Guy speaking. Welcome to the party.
So it is cool that what that just showed you is that this game doesn't use controllers. You are using hand tracking, which that's cool. I mean, being able to do shit with your hands, I think it will only work in certain games, obviously, but.
Mission is to save our planet Tiamat 4 from the Argonauts' Havoc super laser. Your hands will be your greatest weapon. You know, I could handle this, but I wouldn't want to steal your thunder. Please keep your arms in the upright position to protect against enemy fire. Nice shooting. Now I see what they see. Like shooting robots in a barrel in space. This isn't your grandma's crafting table. Okay, for this next floor, we need to go bigger. You remind me of me, minus the incredible good looks, of
Jesus.
course. We can't all be so blessed. Boss music cueing impending doom, my favorite.
The graphics are fun. The thing is that how good is the hand tracking work on this? Well, this is like trailers. I'm sure there's the tracking of hand. It just seems like it could get annoying. But if it works good,
Rogue Ascent,
prove me wrong, Rogue Ascent.
VR.
Yeah, there you go. Nooner Bear. I like that. So there you go. This game, it's hand tracked. It's powered by the Quest. Yeah. It's available now on the MetaQuest store for $25. For more information, visit rogueascentvr.com. There you go. I mean, if it works good, there might be something to that, you know? I mean, sure, we've had the Connect, the Xbox Connect in the past, you were able to just do shit in front of a webcam, and it worked pretty decent. It didn't work like they originally promised or anything like that, but it worked pretty good. And of course, even though you had controllers, the Wii and just using hand motions and like bowling and stuff. It would be cool to not have controllers, and I definitely think in the future we're not going to have controllers. You're going to be able to do like this kind of shit somehow, kind of like you're playing like an invisible electric guitar in the future. And we're going to get good at it, and it's going to be weird, and we're going to have a whole different kind of carpal tunnel syndrome. And I think we all already have sore wrists from holding heavy phones, looking at TikToks all night. At least I do, and maybe it's just age, but using your hands as controllers, it feels like it's just going to open up another like weird. I think I've talked about this already. That's so funny. I'm having flashbacks. Flashbacks. All right, there you go. Rogue Ascent. Do we have anything else? All right, let me take a second here. What's going on in the chat? Right. Not gonna lie, I've been hacking. All right, that's future nobody. Not gonna lie, I've been hacking Call of Duty Warzone or COD Warzone 2. Man, I gotta say, after you hack, you can't go back. The trolling is unreal. LMAO, but of course, I gotta run a spoofer so my hardware doesn't get banned. I mean, that seems like, this is why I don't play fucking multiplayer games anymore. Yeah, I get it. That's probably fun to hack, but man, if you ever do get caught, though, you might be fucked for life, because then they're going to be like, they're going to know who you are, and every time you buy an Xbox for life, you're hacked or something shitty like that. What if it becomes like that? I don't know. That's why I don't play those games anymore. Did you hear if you already own Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro, they will still charge a subscription for using it standalone on iPads now? Now you can turn your iPad into a studio or amp. This has nothing to do with VR, but it's more entertaining in my head than anything that I'm about to talk to about in VR. And you know what? I'm down because these are two huge programs that I use almost daily. I mean, hours at a time. This is my war zone, is using Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro is what I use to edit every episode of Kill Tony. I started off with Adobe Premiere, and then Joe Rogan bought me a Mac, and I had to switch to Final Cut Pro and relearn everything. Luckily, it was easier. It was easy to migrate from Premiere to Final Cut Pro, and this was like when Final Cut Pro first came out. This was like 15, 20 years ago. I don't even know how long ago it was. And it was easier, but I also noticed when I moved from Premiere to Final Cut Pro, it felt like I went backwards, and I lost a lot of how easy and fast and the flexibility of Premiere I really enjoyed. But after a couple of years, then I found out all the shortcuts and the ways to do what I wanted to do on Final Cut Pro, and it did always seem backwards and stupid compared to what Premiere was. And now, cut to real time, I completely am brainwashed and don't remember how nice it was to edit on Premiere. But you might have seen that new trailer that I posted for Sunset Strip today, and that was using, what is that called again? Adobe, what's the thing? What's the thing? Motion? What? Fuck. I have to go on this computer. The keyboard's too far away. What is it called? Do I have to go over there? The keyboard. What's the thing you guys want to know in the chat? What's the thing? After Effects. Thank you, Pooter. So I I decided to get After Effects because I wanted to start making some cool shit, and I had never used After Effects, but I pretty much within like a half hour to an hour figured out the basics just by trial and error. And I did use a template for this, but I've at least made something that I made that Sunset Strip trailer on it that you guys saw at the beginning. Here, I'll cut to that real quick and I'll be right back. So I made that on it using a template, but at least I figured out the basics, how to do it, and it was really easy to do. And I can't wait to learn more of it. Plant 4 2 says AE is my entire job for like 18 years. Plant 4, please help me. It does seem pretty easy because I mean, I've been using Photoshop since Photoshop 1. And when you do any of Adobe's products, they're pretty good at kind of making everything seem familiar. Where would that menu item be? Where would this be? Where would they, it's kind of, like that. Except for, what's the Adobe illustration one? That's, God, that one was always a bitch. And then the one where you're using vectors instead. Oh my God, why don't I know the Adobe product? Illustrator, Jesus. Adobe Illustrator always has been a bitch to me, so. And I was trying to use, I went to college for Adobe Illustrator, and that was like Adobe Illustrator 1. And I still think that's a fucking kind of a fucking annoying bitch program. I don't like it. I don't like using that program. But what I'm getting at is that Final Cut Pro and Logic for sound is something I've been using for a long ass time. And for the most part, anything I want to do is relatively easy. I do feel like I'm neutered still on it. That's kind of why I kind of wanted to get into After Effects a little. Just because I feel neutered on the Adobe atmosphere. But the idea of them releasing Final Cut Pro on Logic Pro coming to the iPad, this is how I originally found out. I watched a video about it and I was like, oh my God, that's fucking awesome. Hell yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, I'm on board. And then I thought, oh, but wait a second. Each one of the projects I do, Kill Tony, it's almost, I don't know. It's, let's just say 500 gigabytes. Each episode is, I'm using 500 gigabytes, and that's just my video files. And then not including what Final Cut Pro does, like all these extra post-processing renders and shit like that really just destroy my hard drive every week. I am buying 20 terabyte hard drives every couple months just to back up my computer with all these fucking files and shit. I go through so many hard drives. It's ridiculous. I'm sure I'm on some FBI list for just how many hard drives I buy. It's like, why does he need so many hard drives? What is going on? So then I thought about that. I was like, how? I mean, you're going to have to hook up a hard drive to this, and then you're running off a hard. I don't know. Part of me thinks this is awesome because of how small it is, but then you have to think, oh no, you're also going to be probably having to hook up hard drives and mice to you probably want a mouse to this, and and I don't know. It's just like, then it's like, just get a fucking MacBook Pro. Like, is this going to be any better than a Mac? But the ability to be able to do it, I do appreciate. But I mean, iMovie has always been pretty decent. I'm more interested in Logic because this seems like something that I think it seems will be better. I'm more excited that Logic's on it because I really don't see anybody. I might be wrong though. And watching the video of how it's used, it's very smart with the scroll scrub wheel and stuff like that. And but the small screen and real estate, and I mean, sure, this seems like something that you could use, but will you? But one of the most interesting things about this announcement is that they've released this out of nowhere. No one saw this coming. No one had heard about this before. There was no rumors, I believe, that talked anything about Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro coming to the iPad, which makes me seem to believe that, you know, they have their event next month where every June they have, what is it called? WWDDCB, AB. I don't know what it's called, but it's every June, and they always announce a lot of new stuff, like new Apple Watches, new iPads, Macs, and stuff. Well, next month is when they're supposed to release the new VR headset and a couple other things. So one thing is like, wow, I wonder if they were going to announce this next month, but decided, hey, let's just release it early because we have so much crazy shit to talk about. So that kind of is cool to make me believe that at least when Apple has their big press conference next month, that there's going to be so much shit that they decide to release this, because this seems like a huge thing to announce during that, you know, even quickly. I'm surprised they released this, is what I'm saying. That also makes me think maybe it's not that good. Maybe it's not that good. So there you go. They're about to announce it. Let's watch a video. This is straight from Apple. I'm not sure if they copyright strike when you watch things from Apple, but I'm sure maybe there's some music. They're probably using like some hip music that fucking Tim Robbins listens to when he works out on he's got probably one of those canoes in his backyard looking over at the peasants. I don't know. I'm kidding. I like him. Let's watch this. So what's funny about this commercial so far is that, dude, Zappa's mustache just said it right when I looked over, is that they're just showing shit that you could do in GarageBand already. Like this ain't, I get why this is what they're showing to promote, you know, like a commercial and stuff like that. But this ain't new. I've been doing fucking GarageBand on my iPad since day one. I've been doing like play the piano and like all that and record some sound effects and shit. I could do it on my phone. You could do all that shit on the fucking iPhone right now. So this shit's kind of like, all right, show us. The real thing is people that know Logic. Yeah, rest in peace, GarageBand. Maybe Shane. We're getting to the point why I don't think that's correct. Yeah, Logic. Being able to use your Apple Pencil, because I heard you could also do that in Final Cut Pro. Like, so that's one cool thing about Final Cut Pro is if you're one of those people that make like weekly vlogs, you could actually use your Apple Pencil to draw effects and stuff like on it. You could also draw what it appears to be it shoots ProRes. I mean, that's the thing I'm worried about. If anyone has worked on using Final Cut Pro, you know that this shit just eats hard drives, man. This shit is just a hard drive munching machine. Especially when you're using ProRes. Now you add ProRes on top of having Final Cut Pro. That's the thing, man. I want to try this out so bad. Just like I want to try to edit an episode of Kill Tony on this. I mean, I don't want to try that, but I almost want to try it just to see if I can, and I bet I can. I bet I can't do it. If I can do it, then it's using a lot of external storage. It's and probably an external monitor because I'm going to lose my mind trying to edit on that small screen. I mean, I got fucking giant monitors in front of me. Yeah, you're not going to do a little documentary project on this.
To static to text.
We have this scene removal. Drag this bad boy.
Yeah, scene removal is nice. This is nice, like little effects and stuff.
Yeah, try that out. Wow,
That's a great key.
yeah, that's crazy. And jog back and forth.
This would save
See
a lot
that? See that little scroll thing? That's a cool thing. I kind of like that. See how he's on his thumb? This is what the tape head, like scrolling back or forth and like on a clip instead of like using your finger to, like the scroll. I like it, but I want to not. It has to be a newer iPad. It has to have one of their chips in it, the M1 chips and stuff. But here's the thing that I don't like, and I think that's how we got into talking about this. So Final Cut Pro and Logic for Mac has always been one of those weird things. Very weird and very nice. Like I bought Final Cut Pro, like I said, maybe 15 years ago or something, and I've never had to rebuy it. Every time there's a new version of it, I just get it updated. And I think that was one of the coolest things that Mac has done. You buy it once, you have it for life. I think that's cool. Now, I also agree it doesn't make sense for them to do that. I don't know why they ever did that. Even Photoshop is like, no, it's free for like a couple versions and then you're going to have to pay for it. But that's a mistake they probably made a long time ago. And then now they're like, well, here's a way around it. The sad part about this whole thing is that I forget, this costs like $5 a month or something. Here, let me just go to Apple. I think it costs like $5 a month. Here, we look at it together. All right, let's just do Final Cut Pro. Okay. I don't want to watch the film. I just did. All right. How do I buy? What? Yep. All right. How much does Final Cut Pod cost? So here's the bad part, guys. This is the thing that I'm kind of upset about. It's a monthly subscription for $4.99 or a yearly subscription for $50. And like, and to me, that's fine. I actually think that's pretty nice. $49 a year. I mean, that's nothing. It's like me taking my girl out to Applebee's once and leaving a nice tip. But I am also one of the people that it is weird going from buying it once, especially on an iPad, because it feels like I would use it less on the iPad. I think they should have a $300 price point where you could buy it forever. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. So that is kind of sad. I think they should add that and make it stupid. Make it like $300. I'll pay it just so I'd never ever have to worry about it ever again. Yes, I will do that. Where I think a lot of us and people are going to, this is almost dangerous. If you had $5 a month and then you use it like twice and then you realize that you could just use iMovie or something, or you just never use it, then you cancel it instead of getting like that $300 chunk from me at the bat. I don't know. I think they should add it. Now, you could also install it. You have to install it on a 5th or 6th generation iPad, or third or fourth generation iPad Pro, or an iPad Air 5th generation. So any of the iPads that have the M1 chip in it. So there you go. Now I do wonder, is Logic Pro the same price? Because you wouldn't. Yep. It's the same price. Now that is a little weird. Because as much as I love Logic, I mean, there's so many free alternatives that I use Logic different than a lot of people use Logic. I use it for podcasting, and I don't use it for music and stuff. So I guess, musicians that use Logic is different, way different than what I use it for. I use it like it's almost overkill for what I use it for. But, I'm also working with a lot of shit that I have to make sound good. Drama. I forget who said it, but thanks for that. I'm glad we talked about that. I will be getting this immediately. I do have an iPad right here. This iPad was, I bought this iPad to replace the iPad I use on Kill Tony. But it's so funny. It's like one of those things that's like, if it's broke, don't fix it. So this is an iPad that I have not even used. And I've had it for whatever. This is the latest iPad Pro. So it's almost a year old. And I have not even used it because I just am too afraid to switch because everything works fine. But you know what? I'm going to use this iPad and I am going to charge it. Oh, I guess I'm not going to charge it. I'm going to charge it up. And I'm going to buy, as soon as it's charged a little, I'm going to buy Final Cut Pro. Am I going to do the annually? No, I'm going to do the per month and I'm going to try it out. I get a free trial on both of them. So actually, I'm going to do free trials on both of them. Try them out. I don't think I'm going to edit a. I don't think I'm going to edit a Kill Tony on it, but I might try to use it to edit some videos. And I'll give you an update if I do. Deal? Deal? Let's do that. I'm also going to give you an update on something that we talked about, I think, last episode, and it's kind of taken over my life. And I talked about, if you missed the last episode of Virtual Redban, I recommend watching it so you know what I'm talking about. So I've got addicted to miniature arcade games. And there's all these miniature arcade games and toys and stuff like that you can buy from New Wave Toys. And I showed you the Dragon's Lair last episode, which was one of my favorite games ever. And I have gotten addicted, and I've bought every single one of them. And they're collectors' toys. They are what, 1/6 the size of a regular arcade game or something like that. Here's a video of a guy that seems crazy. This is on New Wave Toys are the ones that make it, and this is one of their videos. This guy seems nuts. But as you can see behind him, this little arcade that Chewbacca is playing right here is Street Fighter, and that's actually a very small version of an arcade game that actually plays, and the details are exactly to how the arcades are. So it's almost like collecting arcade games, but they're smalls and they don't take up your whole entire living room. And that's why I love them, because I love arcade games. Anyways, I go way into this last time. So I got addicted, and they've released about 12 of these. They release one every couple of months. And I end up buying every single one of them using eBay, Amazon, their website, and a lot of different buyers and stuff like that. And it's a bad idea, but at least it kind of itches that scratch of where I want to own a original Pac-Man. But then you buy a Pac-Man, and then you got this big Pac-Man machine in your living room, and your girlfriend or wife's like, "Come on, dude, you're a grown man." This is kind of like does that because you could play these, and they actually have real buttons, and they work great, and the quality is way out of control and 100% just way better than you think it should be. And just the little details that New Wave has done has really been impressive. So that's what got him turned on me. But I don't know if it's the next episode of Virtual Redban, but it's either the next 2 episodes of Virtual Redban. I'm going to show you my collection. I'm still waiting for like 5 of them. But my kitchen has turned into a little mini arcade. And I'll show you soon. And if you're a member of my YouTube page, yeah, for $5 a month, you can become a member, and you get exclusive videos. You also get deleted episodes. A lot of these episodes get deleted because copyright music usually, but also because of naughty stuff. So you also get a lot of deleted videos and stuff. But I'm going to release a little teaser of my collection so far, either tonight or tomorrow. So just keep an eye out for that. Become a member. It's $5 a month. I'll give you extra shit. But anyway, first I just want to see what this video is all about. What is this guy even talking about? I have this. I have this centipede. This is from 4 years ago. You know what? I don't even care about that. So they're also coming out with a Coke vending machine. So that they make all these like mini tiny things so you can make your own mini arcade. And they're coming out with this Coke vending machine. And what's cool is that you start actually Janice is laughing at me because she thinks that it's like me become like having a dollhouse, like I'm collecting little miniatures and stuff. And it kind of is. It kind of is. Here's a food fight machine. I have this one. This is also an interesting one, and they have like little details. Like some of them had bananas as controllers, and you could actually take this banana off or put the banana on. You have a normal joystick. That's like the kind of details these things have. And again, I'm going to have a video all about this in the next 2 episodes. And the crazy thing is that their headquarters was right down the street from where I used to live in Burbank. Look, they're even having things like, and by the way, isn't that interesting that their logo almost looks like, I mean, it's just very similar, right? It's kind of weird. Very same kind of feels. But they're also doing like things like Zoltar, so you can like make your arcade game with a
Your
Zoltar.
lucky day, my friend, for I have a fortune especially for you. Listen closely. Sometimes you can tell a wise person not only by what he says, but also by what he doesn't say. Remember, it is much better to say little than to say too much and regret it later. Give Zoltar your treasure. I have much wisdom to share with you.
I mean, you kind of want to just, I mean, at least I look at this shit and I kind of want to like create like a whole mini arcade game in my bathroom or something. I even got these things, which by the way, these things are actually pretty badass because of course, you're in an arcade, you need a change machine, to get quarters, a quarter machine. But these quarter machines that you get are also USB hubs so that you could power. You put one of these and then you put like 6 arcade games of your mini arcade games down. And you put another one, and they charge them all. They all have batteries though, so it's just like so you don't lose your charge. But
In the day, you had one of these babies strapped to your waist while rocking out to some tasty tunes. We've reimagined the personal cassette player as a 16,000 milliamp portable charging pack for all your smart devices. This sweet throwback pumps out.
it's got wireless charging dock to it. I mean, this company, I just love this company. And again, we'll talk more about. But are these? I'm guessing these are the owners. I feel like that guy on the left. He looks like the guy that I own Sunset Strip with. These look like cool guys, though. Now I'm mad that I don't live down the street from them because I would come over and want to meet these guys. These guys seem like cool guys. Anyways, look for that episode of Virtual Redban coming soon, either the next one or the one after it. I am going to go through my mini arcade games and show you all of them and talk about them and all that fun stuff. Maybe I'll edit that video all on an iPad. Who knows? How are you guys doing in the chat? I want a 3D print. That's one thing I haven't bought yet, a 3D printer. I'm almost there, though. I forget who just released a... Who was it? I saw it on... It's of the Anchor Mate, and it's by Anchor, who you guys know Anchor. They do, like, Anchor's been around for a while. They make, like, a lot of little tiny electronics like power bricks and chargers and stuff like that and just random things. But they got into the 3D printer, and this is supposedly 5 times faster than a regular 3D printer. And this is a very good price point for people to get into 3D printing, and the fact that it's faster. And he has a video of him using it. And this is like something I'm talking about. This might be a good first purchase of a 3D printer because of like how easy it is. And it comes with cool things like a toolkit and stuff like that. He just made some basic things. You know, this is an egg holder that looks like an octopus. Let's just listen to him real quick.
Huge. And I was looking at these things. I'm like, these are pretty robust. And then Will also made a whistle. Does this actually work? Legit, man. It's amazing.
So like I see these videos and it kind of makes me want to get one, but also this falls in the category of drones to me, where I feel like he made this bunny rabbit for his daughter, and it's got all these moving pieces and shit. And then, you know, you also just shave, like he's like clipping all the pieces off the sides and like stuff. But it seems like a fun like printer to start. I don't know how expensive it is. Let's just see what it is on Amazon. Yeah, it's $739. It just came out. This might be a 3D printer I'd buy just to fuck around with. I don't know. Is there any people in the chat that are big 3D printer people? I feel like there's like a website you can go to and pretty much download anything you want, kind of like a Amazon for 3D printers. You know, where you could just be like, I need this one little tiny miscellaneous bracket that holds, you know, a cable in place. Oh, like my VR cable. Yeah, you know what? I think I might get this. Do I get it? Do I get it? Do I get it? Okay, I just bought it. Comes Thursday. Wait, that's tomorrow? Wait, May 11th. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Wait, that's tomorrow. All right, I'm going to get this. I'll let you guys know. If it sucks, I'll return it. I'm going to get this just to let you know if it's a cool 3D printer. And I've never used one before. I will print out I'll try to print out something from my arcade machine thing. Why not? I'll return it if it sucks. That will be a good episode of Virtual Redban to look forward to. Me using a 3D printer. There we go. All right, guys, welcome to Virtual Redban. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, hit that like button, and all that stuff. This is the part where I go and try to talk to you while making a thumbnail for part 2. Now, if you guys didn't see the thumbnail for part 1, I want you guys to know that part 1 was based off the art of Frog and Toad. And like always, I used VR to help me out. And I tried to have it say Toad being eaten by possum in the art style of Frog and Toad, which was my favorite book as a kid. Growing up, Frog and Toad was my favorite book. I remember there was one book where they had like a leaky roof, and the art of it looked so gross. It looked like there was like it just seemed like I just remember I was almost scared with the idea of the roof being leaky, and like it seems like, I don't know, it kind of fucked me up, to be honest. That scene of Frog and Toad. I don't know if any Frog and Toaders are out there, but if you remember the leaky roof book, like as a kid, that gave me panic, and I think that's very adorable to think how something so basic in the art style of Frog and Toad was so basic, but yet just something of the house not being right as a kid really freaked me out. That was my Two Girls, One Cup, seeing seeing that leaky roof on that fucking Frog and Toad book. Anyways, so if you saw that style of it, that is what I was basing it off of. And guess what? I am already done with the thumbnail. So guys, part 2 of Virtual Redban is going to start in about 10 minutes. I'm about to tweet the link for part 2, or if you're on YouTube, you know, just check back in 10 minutes, refresh your page. I mean, of course, you've already hit like and that notification bell, so it should notify you, even though Amazon or YouTube doesn't really do that anymore, right? Or if you're on Twitch, same thing. On Twitter, just click the tweet. Go over to YouTube. What are you watching video on Twitter for? I'm not verified there anymore. I'm nobody now. I'm one of you guys talking about Frog and Toad. All right, guys, this is your 10-minute warning. In 10 minutes, I'll be back in virtual reality. I am going to go hook up all my shit and see you soon. So grab a drink, take a piss, walk the dog, go to sunsetstripatx.com and come see us live. We have a bunch of shows, including Kim Kong and Sarah Weinshank Roast Battle and the Secret Show next week, starting back at the 18th. Don't forget, Brian Holtzman is going to be there Saturday night. Sunset Strip ATX.